It is December 30th, 1916. In a St. Petersburg cellar, a man is fed cyanide-laced cakes and poisoned wine. He eats and drinks, then smiles, asking for more. His assassins shoot him, but minutes later, the mad monk leaps up, roaring, and escapes into the frozen night. This is the legend of Grigori Rasputin. The truth, however, is even more insane. To understand his resilience, we must first understand why he had to die. The story begins in a small, poor Siberian village. Grigori Rasputin, an uneducated peasant and petty horse thief, experienced a religious conversion in his late 20s. He became a wandering holy man, and by 1905, this magnetic mystic charmed his way into St. Petersburg's highest circles, introduced to Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina Alexandra. They harbored a desperate secret. Their only son, Tsarevich Alexei, heir to the Russian Empire, was slowly dying from hemophilia. During a severe bleeding episode, royal doctors were helpless. The frantic Tsarina summoned Rasputin, who simply prayed at the boy's bedside. The bleeding stopped. To the Tsarina, it was a miracle, the work of a true man of God. Historians, however, offer a fascinating theory. Rasputin often insisted doctors leave Alexei alone. These doctors prescribed aspirin, a powerful blood thinner, the worst possible treatment for a hemophiliac. Rasputin's miracle may have been his calming presence and stopping the medical malpractice. As Rasputin's influence over the Tsarina grew, so did his reputation. Whispers among the court, press, and people created a monster. Myth: Rasputin was a demonic sex fiend who seduced the Tsarina and held wild orgies with an insatiable, supernatural appetite. The truth? He was crude, unwashed, and often drunk, with many female followers and likely affairs. However, there's no historical evidence of a sexual relationship with the Tsarina. These stories were vicious propaganda, planted by enemies to discredit the royal family. Myth: Rasputin secretly ruled Russia. With the Tsar at the front during World War I, the Tsarina was in charge, and Rasputin was her main advisor. The truth? Rasputin had immense influence, acting as a channel for the desperate Tsarina, who believed he spoke for God. She would write to the Tsar, saying, "Our friend says we must do this," and he would comply. Competent ministers were fired and incompetent ones hired, all at the whim of the holy man. He wasn't a political mastermind, but a symptom of a collapsing government. By late 1916, Russian nobles, led by Prince Felix Yusupov, plotted to kill Rasputin to save the monarchy. This is where legend and facts violently collide. Yusupov's account claims they fed Rasputin cyanide-laced cakes and wine, but he kept talking. Yusupov then shot him, but as he checked the body, Rasputin's eyes snapped open. Rasputin allegedly launched, chasing Yusupov before being shot 3 more times and collapsing in the snow. To ensure his death, they bound his body and threw it into the icy Neva River. An incredible story. However, the official autopsy, performed 2 days later, tells a different story. First, no poison was found in Rasputin's stomach. Did Yusupov lie? Was the poison old? Or did Rasputin refuse the tainted food? We may never know. Second, the cause of death. Rasputin was shot 3 times, but the fatal shot was not in the chest. It was a third bullet, fired at close range, directly into his forehead, killing him instantly. Third, the drowning. The legend says he was alive in the water, fighting his bonds. But the autopsy found no water in his lungs, indicating he was dead before hitting the river. Rasputin wasn't supernatural or unkillable. He was just a man. But the legend was more powerful than the man, and it's the legend his killers wanted the world to believe. Months before his death, Rasputin wrote a letter to the Tsar containing a chilling prophecy. "I feel that I shall leave life before January 1st. If I am killed by common assassins, you, Tsar of Russia, will have nothing to fear. But if I am killed by noblemen, their hands will remain stained with my blood. They will kill your family. The Tsar's family will not remain alive for more than 2 years." He was killed by noblemen on December 30th, 1916. Within 3 months, the Russian Revolution began, and the Tsar was forced to abdicate. And 19 months after Rasputin's murder, just as he predicted, the Tsar, Tsarina, and all 5 of their children were executed in a cellar in Ekaterinburg. Was it a real prophecy or an astute political observation from a man who saw the hatred brewing at the empire's heart? Grigori Rasputin, healer, sinner, or scapegoat, he was a mirror reflecting the paranoia, desperation, and decay of an empire on the brink of collapse. And his death wasn't the end of the story, it was the prologue.